What up? It's your boy, Captain Sinbad. Sorry. Someone called me out for not looking directly into the camera, so I'm gonna try to be better about that. But I hope you'll forgive me if I fail from time to time. In this video, I want to go over some of the most powerful quotes, stories, and comments that I've come across while I began to investigate what Brahmacharya, semen retention, NoFap was. Because I think what happens is that a lot of times we think we are feeling the benefits, but we doubt ourselves, or we doubt the journey, or we doubt the power of retention, because it's still a very bizarre occult practice. You know, if you were to go to any random person on the street or investigate in the general population at all if they know about semen retention, most people don't know about it, and if they hear about it, they think it's crazy. It's not something that really anyone is willing to give up, even if the NoFap community on Reddit is maybe at like, what, 300, 400,000 followers, subscribers. It's still a very niche practice. So I just want to share some of the most inspiring words that I've come across in relation to this subject. And in my description box below, I'll put a link or some reference to where I'm getting all of these words, because I'm just a guy, but a lot of these stories come from people with tremendous spiritual power. So the first one is a story that I came across on Quora, and it's basically about a woman who used to masturbate every night before she fell asleep, and she was getting so sickly that she basically began to practice abstinence as a last resort to help her illness. And here's what she said after she began practicing retention. "Those 2 years were the glorious years of my life. I was in a dreamland, higher consciousness. Anger disappeared. I lost weight. I got an offer to model for a clothing line. My eyes got so bright, I got so magnetic that every guy hit on me. Did somebody sprinkle pixie dust on me? My then boyfriend, I met him and I lived a fairy tale type of relationship with him. I got a great job. I got so many awards at my workplace, respect, praise, friends. I had financial prosperity for the first time in my life. Believe me, if you are following all the laws in Think and Grow Rich, but not the transmutation one, then it's futile. But if you follow the law of transmutation of sexual energy, then the other laws will come naturally to you anyways. Because through that transmutation, your consciousness will rise. And when you have a higher consciousness, you are mindful and you know what to do. You will know the right action naturally." I had referenced this in a previous video as well, where I finally know what I should be doing. And I'm so incredibly busy, and it feels amazing, you know. Movement is life, energy is life, and you can't have true prosperity without energy and movement. So I read that and I felt it to be true in my own experience as well. This is from a book, I believe it's called The Practice of Celibacy. "By storing up sexual energy, a man becomes stronger, healthier, and more vital. He becomes more ambitious and creative in doing good. He becomes more patient and successful with people. And he develops stamina and endurance to see his works through to conclusion. So, the sexually restrained male becomes more successful in general. Beyond that, he even develops occult power to influence things by sheer thought and will." Which is a very exciting notion. How amazing would it be if we could have a stronger control and a stronger influence over the world with our thoughts? Everyone has the capacity to do this a little bit, but it's truly only the retainers who can really influence their world and make manifest their heart's desire, because they are strong. They're strong on a spiritual sense. Another quote from the same book. "Benefits of semen retention. You are sick less often. Many health problems will be mitigated or disappear entirely. You need less sleep. You develop a more even temperament. Few things irritate you or cause you to lose temper. At the same time, you are bolder, more courageous, and show integrity. You develop consistency of character and more constancy in pursuing your goals." These next sets of quotes are from Think and Grow Rich, the book itself. I'm sure many of you have heard these already. "When driven by this desire, men develop keenness of imagination, courage, willpower, persistence, and creative ability unknown to them at other times. So strong and impelling is the desire for sexual contact that men freely run the risk of life and reputation to indulge it. When harnessed and redirected along other lines, this motivating force maintains all of its attributes of keenness of imagination, courage, etc., which may be used as a powerful creative force in literature, art, or any other profession or calling, including, of course, the accumulation of riches, or in my case, the journey towards becoming a world-class actor. Fortunate indeed is the person who has discovered how to give the sex emotion an outlet through some form of creative effort, for he has, by that discovery, lifted himself to the status of a genius. The men of greatest achievement are men with highly developed sex natures, men who have learned the art of sex transmutation. The men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. The emotion of sex is an irresistible force, against which there can be no such opposition as an immovable body. When driven by this emotion, men become gifted with a superpower for action. Understand this truth and you will catch the significance of the statement that sex transmutation will lift one to the status of a genius. The emotion of sex contains the secret of creative ability. While on this exalted plane of thought, the creative faculty of the mind is given freedom for action. The way has been cleared for the sixth sense to function. It becomes receptive to ideas which could not reach the individual under any other circumstances. The sixth sense is the faculty which marks the difference between a genius and an ordinary individual. This last text or quote that I'm going to read you is from The Practice of Brahmacharya by Swami Sivananda. Ojas is spiritual energy that is stored up in the brain by sublime thoughts, meditation, japa. Japa basically just means the recitation of mantras. Worship and pranayama. The sexual energy can be transmuted into ojas shakti, basically brilliant power, and stored up in the brain. The energy can be utilized for divine contemplation and spiritual pursuits. Anger and muscular energy can also be transmuted into ojas. A man who has a great deal of ojas in his brain can turn out immense mental work. He is very intelligent. He has a magnetic aura in his face and lustrous eyes. He can influence the people by speaking a few words. A short speech can produce a tremendous impression on the minds of hearers. His speech is thrilling. He has an awe-inspiring personality. Sri Shankara, an Akhand Brahmachari. Akhand Brahmachari just means a perfect celibate. Worked wonders through his power of ojas. He did Dig Vijaya and held controversies and heated debates in different parts of India with the learned scholars through his power of ojas. A yogi always directs his attention to the accumulation of this divine energy by unbroken chastity. So, if you are ever in your journey feeling a level of cynicism or wonder about is this any of this really real? Is it all just in my head? Is NoFap a placebo? I can tell you from my own experience that it 1000% is not. NoFap is semen retention is the most vital component to success and happiness in this life and all the lifetimes from this moment forward. So I hope this has been of help to you. I hope it's been motivating and invigorating on some level on your journey. And I'd love to hear any thoughts or feedback you have on this video. Every day I'm reading more comments that have been really inspiring for me to come across. So thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. And greatness is coming for all of us on this journey. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.